I keep waiting for the perfect time to do a video about Scientology. I personally don't know how, when, or why Scientology actually entered my life. I do believe that Scientology is fair gaming me, and pretty heavily, probably heavier than even ex-Scientologists from what I can tell. I'm getting targeted pretty heavily. And it seems like somebody may have done something they shouldn't have. And one of those is, I have a long story about Scientology. My understanding is that Scientology was in my life starting in 2010. That was my original understanding. That Scientology entered my life in 2010, or just after I got out of the military, and I'll explain that later. But in 2010, I moved from Cedar City, Utah. Well, in 2005, wait, 2004, somewhere around 2004, 2005, we moved to Utah. Later on, we moved back to Arizona. Before I left to deal with child support, before I left Arizona, I reported my boss at Arizona State University Engineering Department, a Mormon bishop. I reported my boss, a Mormon bishop, for sexual harassment, child pornography in the workplace, and suspicions about something else. Ever since that day, I have been getting targeted pretty heavily by someone. I know the Mormon Church and Scientology seem to work together and follow each other's fair gaming tactics. Now, I could have let it go. There's a big story that I have with this whole thing about my boss, and the Arizona Republic is involved, and another group of people that have stalked me online since 2005 who infiltrated my life are involved. People from my childhood in Florida are involved in targeting me. I have been systematically, psychologically, and sexually tortured since going to Florida when I was 8 years old. That's a truth, and that's a fact. I'm getting a little tired of it. I don't want sex offenders in my life. I'm not a pedophile. I'm not an incester. I'm not a rapist. I would never cross a single boundary with another human being ever on this planet, because I would never want to inflict that kind of pain that has been inflicted on me for 62 years, as far as I can tell. I have a very important story to tell. And yes, it's an artery of the Epstein, Weinstein, Diddy stuff. People have been pushing me to talk for 6 years. I'm finally talking. Now everybody's trying to shut me up. I don't even know what connection I have, but I do know Scientology is connected to me and may be part of the group responsible for all my childhood sexual abuse. And I believe that Scientology accosted my doctor for TMS therapy, like they did Lisa McPherson. Why? I'm not a Scientologist. I've never been a Scientologist. If I've been a Scientologist, then my memory has been very much erased. Why would somebody need to do that? If you're an ex-Scientologist, I need your help. If you know me, Robbie Rodriguez from 12 Oaks in Tampa, Florida, I need your help. I really do need your help. If you know of me, if you've had any contact with me in the last 20 years, you need to get a hold of me and let me know what that contact is. There's a reason why I'm asking. If you're an ex-Scientologist and you know about me in Florida, and people do know about me in Florida, they do know about me in California, they know about me in the military, and they know about me in Minnesota throughout the Scientology community and the Mormon community and the Jehovah's Witness community, because I used to work for Prince's group. And a lot of the people that I hung out with in Minnesota were entertainers, very much connected. So if you've known me at any time in your life since 1963, please get a hold of me. I need to talk to you, or send me a letter or some kind of communication telling me about yourself, how we know each other, and how we can get in touch. Because I need to suss out what Scientology has to do with me and why we're connected like an umbilical cord, as if I'm one of L. Ron H's children. It's weird. I keep being told I'm a kidnapped kid. I keep being told all kinds of weird, crazy stuff. I don't know what's true and what's not. I already know that a member of my family will not tell the truth to me because they lied straight to my ear hole. So I don't have anybody to turn to, and I need somebody. If you know something about me, you need to come and either give evidence to the police, to the FBI, to somebody, or you need to get a hold of me and tell me what I need to know. Please, I'm begging you. I want to protest Scientology, but it's hard out here in Seattle because you can't really protest them at their building. You have to protest them down on the main road where all the attention is, or you have to protest them in the middle of their new downtown area that they just opened up. You have to do it someplace like that because it doesn't get the attention they get at Blue Building and at the other places in California. You don't get here in Seattle. You can't. It's too isolated, and it's too far off of the beaten path, and it's too tight of a corner that you can't really be in that area without there being problems. So you basically have to protest in more occupied, popular areas in Seattle. But I think Seattle has a lot of rules and regulations on protesting. You probably should get those checked out. I'm not going to protest by myself out here. And there's been people that have come out here, Laura FM and a couple of other people have come out here, and I've tried to get in touch with them, and I can't get in touch with them. And I want to protest. I want to stand up there, and I want to demand that David Miscavige explain himself and explain to me whether or not that was him that purchased my home, whether or not that was him that chased me out of my home, whether or not that was him that was playing with his diddly diddler. Because if it was not him, he needs to know that somebody went through an awful lot of trouble to find somebody to look like him.